Morning. It's 1 a.m. Up early. This is what happens when I have a couple hours sleep early. I end up waking up and doing some work. But I just want to talk about being positive. There's a lot of negative stuff floating around at the moment. A lot of it is fake. A lot of it's just nonsense. A lot of it is just I do not understand what people are going through that makes them the way they are. Um, but the whole point is you just get on the positive edge of it. When people sit and write rubbish about me, what I sit and look at is like, you've just wasted this amount of time on me while you've sat there doing this stuff. I've actually went out and spent time with my son. I spent time making little box transformers and stuff with him. We went to the Carrefour and picked all his school books up and stuff like that. We've done things as there's not negative stuff. I'm a bit frustrated. There's some people I've been talking to the last 48 hours, because obviously this Jeff person has been doing all this rubbish about me. But when I looked at Jeff himself, it was just like, okay, well, what's driving this person? So some people have been like, oh, sort of like, oh, have you seen this? And when you start looking at it, you start to put it all together. And then you start thinking, hang on a minute. I'm now wasting my time talking about this guy. But also when I look at it, how does this guy even have a right to criticize anybody? He spent 20 years selling Scientology to other people for profit. Because that's how it works. As a staff member, it's to do with cash generation. It's a bizarre setup. But also, when you look at the facts, because this is the difference, I just analyse the facts between different things he's done. And it's like, he says this, he says this. It's his own words. He's telling a story about what his life was. 20 years of Scientology, then selling the website stuff on a fake website. Well, I say fake, it's not a fake website, it's just not worth anything. He's selling a product on it that's worthless for a lot of money. So you start going into it, and I'm just like, you're wasting your time. So although I've just put the last two things together about Jeff, that's me. I'm finished with it. I move on now. There's no point hanging about. This is what happened with the Facebook. When he started posting all this weird stuff, you start going, I don't need you in my life. Look at it. Why are you posting this stuff? So you just cut it out. That's why you hear positive people say, surround yourself with other positive people. What they mean is, don't surround yourself with people that actually bring things down on a regular basis. Because if they're conflicting anyway, they will continuously conflict. There is no upside to it. There's always going to be something that's a problem. Always something that's an issue. That's why I recommend, if you're getting that sort of stuff, doesn't matter if it's on your Facebook, when you get people posting things about the political arena that you aren't interested in, for example. I mean, I do believe in people should spend more time in politics, but I get so much stuff about America, and I've got no interest in America whatsoever. Nothing against Americans, but I do not care about American politics. It has very little interest to me whatsoever. It doesn't matter who's running America to me. We still have the same problems internationally. It ain't going to fix anything. So I don't need to hear it. I've got no problems with British politics. But yeah, you just got to surround yourself with positive stuff. Do stuff that's, like if you're sitting there and something's biting at you, going, oh, that's annoying me, that guy or whatever. Don't waste your time on it. Go and do something else. You'll find that having a hobby, which is something I mention a lot, is more constructive. It's better for your development. It's better for well-being, etc. Being negative, there's no point to it. It just sort of constantly drags people down around you, and there's no plus side to it. But if you actually turn around and go, okay, you dislike me, so what? Do I care? Not really. Um, do I hate you or dislike you? Well, I don't know you. But at the same time, because I don't know you, if I remove you, have I lost anything? No. And that's the way you need to look at it. You don't need to keep a lot of the stuff that is constantly in your ear doing these little things. Just get rid of it. You don't need it. Just ditch it and move on to the positive stuff. Move on to the stuff that actually develops things. Like moving to the Philippines. You've got to sit there and take the knowledge in from different angles. You get people say they got ripped off at immigration. You get people say they had this problem. You get people say everything's fantastic. You get other people say, oh well, our circumstances changed or whatever. The whole point is you gather the information and research. Now with that, it's not being negative to take it from multiple sides, because you need to know what to look for, the pitfalls, as well as what's great. I noticed, I think it was Jules yesterday was mentioned about the dust from burning rubbish. That is a major problem in the Philippines, and I know it getting in their lungs and whatever. They're 100% on that. That is a major problem. That dust, that burning of the plastic is a big health hazard. Um, but was that post negative? The answer is no. They were actually saying, I get sick because of this. Be aware, this is one of the big problems. And it doesn't matter if you're in the provinces or in the big cities or whatever. The fumes and pollution is the big issue. If you get more distant from everything, it just reduces. But anywhere where there's a built-up population, they're generally burning something at some time of day, because sometimes they do it just to get rid of the mosquitoes and things. But it's what they're burning. It's not like, well, that's a pile of leaves and that's something else. It's just burning. A little handy tip: if you've got neem leaves, if you burn them, it actually paralyzes mosquitoes. They can't fly. Neem is very, very good for that. Also, if you extract the oil and use it in one of those little burners, that works as a good mosquito repellent. Thanks for watching.